you guys relax a bit for me. Let me get to the farmer and return to you guys again on the proposed solutions, including getting into the bond market. So let's hear you first, Inusah.
I think that this issue is not a 2025 issue.
Am I right to think that from what Michael is suggesting, it is not really the case that Randy's regime, they were cautious because of the previous, loss from the forest sale. So they were cautious not to do a similar thing.
Let me just, because of what you said, let me just chip in something. That thing they did was under the syndication.
Syndication.
Where you had to forward sell in accordance with what you expect to raise to buy the crop. So you push an output of 800,000, you go and sign contracts for 786,000 because of what you expect to raise. As to whether your projection was founded or not founded, we can't tell. Do you understand what I'm saying? But for the first time in the history of COCOBOD, you have a crop forecast that goes off by 45%. Okay. And that was under the syndication, the last time that a syndication loan was raised and it collapsed.
All right. Okay, thank you.
So as somebody who studies the market and also look at the activities of COCOBOD over the years, this problem of COCOBOD that has manifested did not start today. You remember the 2024 campaign? I saw you in that meeting where the vice president was asked a pointed question whether COCOBOD was crashing.
He refused to answer.
He refused to answer.
Yeah.
It's not a new problem.
A journalist had asked the question that COCOBOD was collapsing. And he said he didn't know where he was coming with his facts. He didn't know about it. He won't answer it.
Yeah. But now, position then.
Okay. It was the what?
It was a good position because for any company.
The vice president saying that it's a good position.
But now looking back, it sounds to me that people had
picked the signals
of a situation at the time.
Possibly.
People had picked the signals.
He didn't have the figures then.
All right.
And for any institution, you look at both revenues and everything before you determine whether it's going.
Okay. Let's hear.
So what I'm saying is that people had picked the signals.
When you decide to, when your cocoa bills in 2023, it becomes part of DDEP, and you decide to reschedule that debt, what is the signal you're sending out? The signal is that you're broke. When Ghana declared DDEP, what happened to Ghana?
Then it's not only that.
What happened to Ghana?
You must also look at, so first of all, we must all understand that people picked credible signals that COCOBOD was collapsing in 2024. Credible. And the projection they just made, you can see 2023, 2024, what happened. You can see clearly that COCOBOD raked up heavy debts in those years. You can see it. Two, you also have to understand that because of what happened, the failure, refusal, or neglect to deliver by contract affected the confidence of buyers. So they were not now ready to pre-finance the buying of the cocoa beans. That was why a new funding model came into being. That shook the market and destroyed the confidence of those who had provided stable capital. Okay? Now, you combine it with and for 8 years, I was in Parliament for 4 of those 8 years of the MPP. The administrative costs of COCOBOD continuously kept rising. Anytime they took the syndicated loan, they spent a heavy part of the syndicated loan on themselves, on administration. We raised red flags that this model was not sustainable. You go and look at the cocoa rows, the amount of money in that period that was spent on cocoa roads. Then you ask yourself, what model was that? How can you rake in that debt and still think that an institution, a trading institution like COCOBOD will survive? Now, if you enter into a delivery contract, fail to deliver the quantities, the obligation under that contract, you're not excused of that obligation. You're not excused. So you had forward sold. And so when you fail, and there's a rollover, you are still obligated to supply at the amount. Because the failure to supply was not because the buyers refused to take, but because you couldn't supply.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, and you know that we would have stood to benefit if in the succeeding years, cocoa prices dropped to a level below 2,600.
Yeah.
We would have benefited.
Yeah.
So we would lose if cocoa prices went beyond. I mean, if cocoa prices had fallen beyond,
And they did, they went up. So
if cocoa prices,
why we are
Samson, if cocoa prices had fallen below, I'm sure today Randy will not be sitting here claiming that. They will say that it is because they were visionary. They saw it from afar and that cocoa prices will plummet, and so they sold at. So you must be prepared to say that, look, that action of failure to deliver, not failure to enter, into a contract, but failure to deliver the excess 333 tons is probably responsible for our present situation. You must understand that. Because if that had been delivered, now we will hold the present management of COCOBOD responsible for not entering into a forward contract in a manner that brought revenue. So that is a prudential decision they took, the reduction of the price of cocoa to reflect the situation at COCOBOD and also world market prices. You know, because it's a prudential decision.
But Michael raises a point, or the minority raised a point, Kojo Oprah championing that, that there are times when the windfall, the cocoa farmer doesn't get to benefit from the windfall. So in a situation where, because of your marketing and hedging skills, you may have missed a plot, the prices have gone down, don't let the cocoa farmer suffer. He says, you take that cushion. Government should give them that cushion.
No, that would be a reckless decision. The cocoa farmer is also in a business. Okay? He understands the up and downs of the cocoa trade. He understands it. Now,
he's in a business where he doesn't have a say. Right? He doesn't have a say.
No, what I'm saying is that
You understand.
no, anybody who is a producer will say that, well, me, I don't care. You have to give me the benefit. But I'm saying that you must understand the remits of the business. That look, if the prices were favorable in other jurisdictions, you would have seen them trying to smuggle the crop.
But there's no free market. It's like your gold ball situation. Whoever produces gold, this is the only place you can sell it, and at this price.
Yes.
So they don't have the option. They don't determine where in the market we go. You are the one controlling everything and determining how it ought to be sold. So that's why you should cushion them when at times you are benefited and at certain times it has gone bad.